founder here that really use the company that use Cloud every day to build his multi-agent system. Very good. So yeah, that's some.
Okay, hello everyone, and thank you for coming. And before we begin, let me ask you to get through whom I talking with, and raise your hands who are using any artificial intelligence solution for automation purposes. Any? And who use NA10? Okay.
I use, but not anymore.
No anymore. Very good. Yeah, because today we will talk a lot why we don't need such things like NA10. Okay, another question regarding the overall process. While using any artificial intelligence solution, raise your hands who facing the problem that you need to do the same task over and over again, or you need to do some comments. You ask ChatGPT or Claude, please do something, and then you have to convince to fix, and then to convince fix again and again, and it's quite annoying. Because today we will get through how to avoid this repetition of the same annoying steps, and how to let Claude or ChatGPT, if you wish, to get through the whole process step by step without any stops in the middle. And first of all, let me introduce myself one more time. My name is Mikhail, and I'm working with artificial intelligence solutions since 2020. I made my first production prototype for news agency back in 2019. Then GPT-2 just appeared to the market, and it was the solution for news copywriting services, because GPT-2 was quite good not to generate text, but to reproduce, to rewrite text. And then GPT-3 appeared, and we were one of the first Russian bands who started to play with alpha version of GPT-3. And it was a lot of different experiments since then. And today I will share some my knowledge and my experience while experimenting with AI solutions all these years. And what we will be talking about, we will speak about prompting, and I will try to explain you the quite recent and fresh conception called skills, because you all guys definitely heard about OpenClaw, because OpenClaw is booming now. And the main reason why OpenClaw happens was that Anthropic first introduced skills feature, and then they made skills like as a public standard. And most large language models developers, they now following this standard. So we will talk about skills. And then after skills, we will talk about workflows and patterns, which is essentially how and why to use skills, and which preferences and that which profits you will get if you will be using skills right way. And in the end, we will speak about some upcoming research and some additional stuff. And here you can see like the generic use case, how still nowadays most people are using cloud. Even most of my friends, and even the professional software developers, I was thinking that they all stay maybe in 2024 or something. I mean, like developers who open in ChatGPT and say, oh, hey, ChatGPT, I need you to help me to produce this piece of code. But now, nowadays, still many developers, they are creating software while just getting some lines of from ChatGPT, which is quite a ridiculous thing because this is terribly slow and terribly error prone. And a little bit better process is not just chat with ChatGPT or with Claude, but to produce prompts. And we have like a huge movement of info gypsies, right? These freaky people who selling the prompt sheets and prompts for any live purposes, and that is also quite a silly thing. I will tell you further why. And that is a little bit better approach that you are taking a prompt and the do some stuff. And what we want at the end, that is actually because I have to show it. You, I believe, also some friends who involved in for info business, who selling courses in the internet and selling the prompt books in the internet. And you definitely heard it was a topic essentially of my last workshop in Founder House. I was telling about how to produce content automatically, and you definitely heard about content factories and info business selling the content, something they call the content machine, that like, oh, you need to pay us some money and we will fully automate your social medias, right? And in the end, they are promising you that like in one click, you will get the whole automation of your social media. But I did my own research and I was speaking a lot with info business representatives, and I recognized something that they don't really have any content machine at all. And if they're selling some automation in the end, like do you remember it was maybe 2 years ago with one company, and they were promising like the automated software development, and then people recognized that it was the low payment software developers from India, somewhere in the bunker, and they were instead of AI automation. And nowadays, the really same approach is something info businessmen call content machine, because they don't have any content machine at all. They, trust me, I did like quite a deep research last half the year, and I believe I chat maybe with 20 or 30 different representatives from different countries with different languages. None of them have like full automation. They have prompt books, and they have low quality, cheap people who do some stuff. I mean, like they producing content, they producing pictures, and they then upload the results to your social media. No automation at all. But what everyone wants in the end is like the magic button. You pressing a button, and everything what you want for your like life, business purposes magically happens. And today I will try to explain you that we probably one step before this magic button, and the most important, most of you can take Cloud Code, can take Cloud Cowork, and to create your own automation without any knowledge in programming, just maybe some curiosity and some understanding of prompt skills. And that is the history of the Claude. I would say that Anthropic, if some of you not familiar with this information, Anthropic have been made of engineers from OpenAI. It was like the first split and like the first internal problem in OpenAI back in 2022. Then Sam Altman just headed OpenAI. Sam Altman have been heading YC Combinator before that, and initially OpenAI have been founded by Elon Musk. And when Musk quitted OpenAI and started to work with Twitter, part of the engineers, they also quit the OpenAI and they founded the Anthropic company. And Dario Amadei became a CEO of Anthropic. And I would say that Anthropic nowadays is definitely state-of-the-art artificial intelligence solution producer, especially for large language model. You definitely heard about this scandal with Pentagon. Then they denied to provide their services for militaries in the United States. And Anthropic is definitely a trendsetter for different side technologies around large language model, because half or maybe 1 year ago, it was model context protocol, which first have been introduced by Anthropic. And model context protocol is kind of the mediator standard if you want to connect your company system, company services, never mind if it's like CRM, it's like accounting system, whatever. If you will decide to connect your current automation services inside your company to artificial intelligence agents, you will definitely face the model context protocol server, because nowadays is a standard. And I would say that many companies nowadays, they even providing model context protocol as a service. In the end, I will give you a piece of example, but speaking about tasks which can be resolved with model context protocol, a nice example is most of you definitely have been trying to make AI to upload post to your social media, right? I mean, quite the popular task that I want Claude, the ChatGPT, first write some post for social media for me, and then to upload this post to my Twitter account, to my Threads account, to my Instagram account. And if you will try to research how to get this stuff done, and we will try to get through this later, you will recognize that you need a special MCP server, which will be connected to your agent, and then it will be carry about all the procedures related to upload to social media. It can be done nowadays automatically, but you have to explore the special service for this, and I will share the one of the service of this kind with you later. Okay, raise your hands who have set a prompts, like maybe like a special storage with like special prompts, because most of the time I'm dealing with my non-technical friends. They usually announcing that, oh, hey, yes, we are having the special prompt exactly for this purpose, and I say, like, are you sure this is a good prompt? They, oh no, we don't really sure, but this prompt is work for us. So we don't really know how it organized inside, but we know that like this prompt is getting a thing. So if any of you having this kind of prompt, please raise your hand, because I will try to convince you further that this prompt is quite a useless thing, and you can easily survive without these prompts. So yes, as I mentioned, Anthropic is a great trendsetter. A year ago, they introduced model context protocol, and like few months ago, Anthropic announced something which calls skills. And I tried to find a good real life example. We can consider MCP as a kitchen. You can come to the kitchen and you will cook anything inside. And skills is kind of the recipe, because to cook the exact dish you need a recipe, and the skills is like kind of recipe standard. And inside the skills there is nothing really like complicated, and nothing really technically hard. Skills is just kind of the prompts, because if I will ask each of you how you store your prompts, one will tell me that like you probably store prompts in some notes in your notebook, like in your laptop. Others maybe storing prompts as bookmarks in the browser. And there are like tons of the ways how to store prompts. Some people not storing prompt, but they just like storing sessions in ChatGPT. And if you need the prompt, you open in the session with the prompt, and then you copy paste the prompt. So there is no standard how to store the prompt. And in the end, skill is just the standard how to store the prompt. But this is not just a standard how to store the prompt, but also a standard how to make prompts to be related to each other. Because in the very beginning, I ask you if you like ever faced a problem that you first prompting ChatGPT, and then you chatting with ChatGPT, and every time you chat with ChatGPT, this is a new prompt. So in the end, you don't have like inside one session, you don't have just one prompt. You are having a set of the prompt. And like the final goal, right, is like to try to convince ChatGPT or Claude anyhow not to proceed like one prompt after another. You need to put the new prompt over and over again, but to take the whole process step by step, all the prompts that you made before, and to proceed all the prompts in one shot, right? So skills, exactly this conception. Skills is the standard. It was first introduced by Anthropic, but then it was spread all over the AI producers. I will show you later the list of the companies who already following the skills feature. And with skills, you can literally take the whole process that you need, put the process that you need step by step inside the skill, connect skill to ChatGPT or to Anthropic, and you will have the final result in one shot. You don't have to chat with AI agent over and over again any longer. So that is very basic example of the skill. I will, and the first thing about skill is always file skill.md. So the idea is very simple. There is a special folder. In this folder is different for different brands. I mean, for Google Gemini, it will be one folder. For ChatGPT, it will be another folder. For Anthropic, it will be another folder. But still, it will be a folder named skills. And inside the folder named skills, it will be another folder with the name of your skills, of your skill. Let it be copywriter, for example, which is like the skill for copywriting agent. And inside this folder, it will be just one file, skill.md. That's it. It could be more files for sure, but initially it will be just one file, skill.md. And inside this file, it will be initially not that many data. It will be the name of the skill, so copywriter. For our example, it will be the description. So copywriter do some copywriting stuff, and here we need as good detail of like what this agent does as we can. And why we need this description? Because beyond like we can describe what this agent does step by step, we can also combine skills. I mean, like if copywriter, he need some additional tasks inside, we can extract these steps to another skill, and we can say to copywriter, okay, copywriter, this is your basic skill, but for example, if we do some digital media post, sometimes beyond the text data itself, we need some pictures, right, which is a cover for our post, for example. So to produce picture, this is not a copywriter job, right? It's like kind of designer job. So while copywriting, let's say copywriting producing content with the graphical color. So inside the copywriter skill, it will be like step-by-step instruction first, how to create a good copywriting friendly text. And then it will be like remark that for cover, you have to call another skill, which is like graphical designer skill. And beside the graphical designer skill, it will be instruction how to create a cover for this text. So we can literally combine different skills together. And as far as all the skills they declared just in like our language that they are using. And speaking about language, we can definitely use any language. If you're more familiar with Portuguese, you're welcome to use Portuguese. If you're using, I don't know, Spanish, you can use Spanish. But quite a good remark here that most large language model, they was trained with English code. Like 80% of the data large language model ever read is data in English. So I highly recommend you to create skills in English. Actually, I don't recommend you to create skills at all. And we will talk further about this, but I highly recommend you rather use some skill boxes, and I will show you some good examples with open libraries of the skills. So if you need like a skill of a graphical designer or copywriter, you don't have to create skill by yourself. You can open a skill box, you can find the skill what you need, and the most you can face it that like it can be skills that are not 100% match for you, and then you need to like extend the skill. So yeah, like it has maybe 6 steps, and you need 7 steps which not included to the skill. But even the last step you don't need to write by yourself. But the most important thing here that you better use English for skills, because if you use other languages, the results can be a little bit more worse than if you're using English. Because large language model, speaking about some step-by-step instruction, they're definitely following English instructions way much better than instruction on any different language. Beyond, for sure, the Chinese model, but we're not talking about Chinese model today. Another, so that is like internal design of the skills. The first one, as I already showed you, is a metadata, which is like the name of the skill, the description of the skill. Body is step-by-step instruction itself. So what exactly we want will be done step by step. And the last one is also very important thing is the references and scripts. And I will not be telling you a lot about the scripts because most of you are not software developers, I believe. And scripts is just a tiny piece of software which can be called from the script. I mean, we can literally put inside the steps that are like on step 3, we need to run this script, and this script, I don't know, maybe do some calculation job for us, or maybe we'll do some external IP service call. I mean, maybe to extract some data from the database and to do some processing. But to deal with the scripts, there'll be some software developer skills required. But another nice thing is references, because they are often, while dealing with large language model, we are working on top of references, right? We often put some samples to ChatGPT prompt and convince ChatGPT prompt to use this sample as a basis. For example, if we do some documents, right? We can take the document template and to convince ChatGPT to fill the template. So while dealing with the skills, we can put our document template to the reference folder. We can put step-by-step instruction to the skills and the body. For example, that like we need, this is very common task if we are making, for example, some proposals or some invoices or some agreements, whatever, that we are having template and we need them to fill the company data, the person data, the plot of agreement or proposal, and there are some special remarks how and where to fill. So we are putting these remarks to skills MD step by step. We put in references to the reference folder. We are putting the template of the document, and then like we are having the fulfilled document literally in one click. It's quite complicated most of the time to get a document just chatting with ChatGPT, right? We need like iterate several times because ChatGPT every time doing some silly mistakes. Sometimes it missed some steps in the document. Sometimes it forgot to fill some data to the document. While dealing with the skills, the result will be way more careful than if we are dealing with ChatGPT directly. And this is three kind of use cases for skills. The first one is the one I already mentioned. If you're producing some content, documents, digital content, whatever, some digital assets, this is like the first type of skills use cases. The second one is workflow automation. For workflow automation, it's sure for a little bit more technically experienced persons, because we need some scripts to automate, because scripts, they will act as a glue between skills and the services we are going to automate. But the thing is, like with workflow automation, is it was the main selling point of NA10, right? And that is why I believe you told that like you're not using NA10 anymore, because with skills we literally not need low-cost solution like NA10 any longer, because with skills we can literally make the very same automations way more faster and way more easier. And the last one is MCP enhancement. And MCP enhancement is another use case for skills, because if, as I told you before, MCP have been introduced by Anthropic last year, but to connect an agent through MCP server to some services, to Instagram, for example, you still needed a prompt. I mean, like you need to open the documentation for MCP server, and then you need to write the right prompt how agent will be using the MCP server. So the process a little bit more easy than if you need just to connect the agent to some external service, because we are having the MCP server, but still a lot of job should be done with skills